3. Good evening, my dear friends. Welcome to Deep Talks virtual stage of love and relationships. We are having a wonderful soul, and thanks for connecting to us even today on a Friday. When wonders across the world happen, sparks fly. I am in conversation with an educational soul, Mrs. Sudesh Raghav, and myself, your friend, discussing about education, love, and relationships, and much more. So Mrs. Sudesh Raghav retired as the principal of Government Senior Secondary School Sector 46, and she is an environmentalist. Apart from that, a motivational speaker and a very active social soul. I'm sure she's inspiring not one, but many youngsters and many adults across the globe. I have Mrs. Sudesh Raghav, and I welcome you, ma'am, on Deep Talks. And I'm so honored and delighted that you took out your time to be here with me on Deep Talks. You have been following me since last 2, 3 years, and I could not be happier than just expressing this in words that what it means for me to have you on my Deep Talks platform. Welcome you, ma'am. What inspires you to join and air your experiences of life with everyone here, ma'am?
Thank you so much, Gurleen. I was really
God bless.
motivated to see you doing such a wonderful job. So when you told me that if I would with you, I felt it would be a great experience. So I thought of
It has
coming with you
to.
and I'm sharing my views. But first thing is that you are doing wonders. Good. Keep it up.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my honor. So, ma'am, we would love to know that choosing such a platform for an educational soul, because I'm talking about love relationships, what makes you air your experiences on this platform? What inspires you to talk to all the people who are viewing?
Yes. Yes, actually, being an educationist, we have so many experiences from different areas when we handle the students, our students, boys and girls. So, such type of things we definitely handle. So many issues we used to solve. So, I thought if I have so many experiences with me, I have handled so many things during my long tenure of 31 years of my job. So then I thought it would be better if I definitely do something on the air. I go on the air and share my views, share my experiences with each and everyone, younger as well as anybody else who is viewing the show. So that was
Wonderful,
my
ma'am.
idea.
I'm so honored. I'm so honored. And the viewers who are joining us, I believe that the love begets love philosophy is really very nice. And those of you who lost the connection yesterday with us, we rescheduled it for today. And it's an honor for conversations to carry forward a thought that's so positive and progressive for the betterment of our nation. Being a defense officer's daughter, I always believe that we have a lot to serve for the people and for the humanity. So, on humanitarian
Definitely.
grounds, ma'am, which thought has always taken a call for you to enter the educational field? I'm sure there's an inspiring story behind your being an educationist. So, our viewers and myself would love to know what inspired you and what made you actually enter into this educational field of teaching, or you can say being on the seat of principal.
Actually, the first and the foremost thing, or the idea behind entering the education field was to interact with the, to remain young throughout the whole life. And how is it possible? You might be asking me. It is possible because a teacher, educationist, they enter with, they exchange their ideas or they interact with the younger generation. And when you interact with the younger generation, you remain young throughout your life.
That is so
This
true.
was
That is so true, ma'am. It's so true that you have actually captured the essence of what Deep Talks is all about. It's not only about relationships, it's all about relationships at various angles, various phases, wherein we are talking about every age group and making people comfortable to air such topics wherein the communication becomes an important facet to understand the
Yes,
human
yes.
mindset, that it can be taken forward with a way that is helping itself. It's a kind gesture to always talk air and talk something that's sensible, not
Mhm.
senseless talks. So, ma'am, I'm so happy to hear this, but there has to be something more to your life that you would want to share with our viewers as to how your parents, as I know you personally, we shared a conversation that your parents never wanted you to pursue education, and at the age of 6,
Yes.
how you got the lightning hope from someone, because you believe in law of attraction as I do. So, can you share
Yeah,
something regarding that journey in few lines?
I definitely believe in the law of attraction, because if the type of ideas, the type of views you express, that definitely comes back to you. So as you know myself, I told you that, and I now want to share with my viewers also that as a kid, I am from a village in Haryana, and my father, he was a farmer, but uh, my chacha ji, he was a doctor. And one day my grandfather told my chacha ji that one thing you do, that you take this girl with you and you teach her, you make her study. So he also he also acceded to my grandfather's request, and then that way my journey with education started. But till
Wonderful.
class 11th, it was a fine thing, because everywhere my chacha ji, he had two daughters, one son. So and I was the eldest after going to there. So I was treated as the eldest child of the family, proper respect from my younger ones, proper love and affection from my parents. My daddy, I used to call him. So then, after plus one, my parents all of a sudden told me that now you can't study. That in our caste, you won't get a boy if you study more.
Exactly.
Then, but I really wanted to. I'd already told my daddy that what I want to do is MA English, yeah, MA Psychology. So my chachaji told me that don't worry, I'll make you study, I'll help you. So he supported me. I cleared my BA first year privately. I cleared my second year privately. And then in the third year, my daddy told my father that now I won't allow you to take her to the village. Now she'll do the final year regularly. And then I passed my graduation. After
Very
graduation, तो it was like, क्या है? Now stop it. बहुत हो गया. But then again, my daddy told me that you take the books, you can go to the village and you can come in December and I'll enroll you as a casual student. So I did
very
my first year of post graduation again as a casual student, and then I came with very good marks. So my daddy told me, so it's fine. She's going to study final year as a regular student. So I finished my post graduation, and then I wanted to do my MPhil, but as it wasn't to be, my daddy, he suffered a depression attack and he was into the hospital, and mom was not there. So again, that wasn't, and after that I got married. So I thought, "Okay, chalo, let's see what happens now." Again, coming to the new house, I told my husband that I would like to appear for the MPhil test here. I appeared, but I couldn't make it because, and for the other universities, there was only one seat. So
okay.
then we planned our family. I had a daughter, and when my daughter was 1 year old, my husband and my father-in-law told me to get admission in B.Ed. So I did my B.Ed when my small one was only 1 year. Then after many years passed, 79 I got married, and then 80 my daughter, and then 83 my son. And then in 87 I joined my job as lecturer in English. And
That's
then there
amazing.
wasn't any turning back after 22 or 23 years of job. Then I became the principal, and 8.5 years I remained as principal. I retired as principal from Government Model Senior Secondary School, Sector 46B.
That is
That
an
was
amazing walk of educational growth. So it is
yeah,
something that we all need to understand, that a hope there in the mindset can actually bring a lot of goodness. If you have planned
yeah,
something, my dear viewers, it will always fall in place. Only thing is that you will have to walk a little more, because the initial efforts have to be yours. You have to think, you
yeah.
have to act, and only then the universe conspires for your
You know,
plans to fall in place. Yes. So,
definitely.
ma'am, I have a
Hmm.
question to ask. Like these days, youngsters are falling
Hmm.
in love. Love is losing its essence in the modern times. So, what is your
Hmm.
take on that
Hmm.
angle? That love should be eternal, it should be in every sense workable. Every day, couples should bring in and put in some efforts in the relationship, because I feel truly from my side that love is not what it was in the yesteryears. Do you agree on this, and how do you think that a change can come
Yes,
in?
yes, I do agree. I do agree. Love is definitely a thing, a quality of the head and heart. And it should be, as according to me, in earlier days, it was in a different perspective. And nowadays, the timings are changing. The younger generation, they are getting into mad race for the materialistic world. They are thinking that they definitely can be living in a very big house. They must be getting 3 or 4 lakhs a salary. Means they are running about only materialism and pseudo life. That is a
Yes,
complete life which is full of falsehood most of the times. And
yes,
not in everybody's case, but in most of the people it is like this. And in this race, they don't find good partners, they don't find the real ones which they should get. And when they don't find, then the things are definitely turn into disasters. So the reason
yes,
is only that the younger generation, they are losing their roots. They are not stuck into their roots. The thing is, if we are following our traditions and along with that we live in the present, the things will be better. But if we
exactly.
completely gap ourselves or differentiate ourselves from the traditions, we are away from our traditions, then the things are definitely different. Then only we live in a self created environment. And self created, sometimes it is good and sometimes it cannot be. And then one
Exactly.
more uh, thing we learn from the younger generation, that they'll definitely tell you that you people don't understand because there is a generation gap, and they don't this thing. It is not a generation gap. They try to move away from the society, move away from their elders behind the garb of this generation gap. So these things are a little bit confusing, a
Different,
little
different.
bit depressing,
That is,
because
yeah.
society is moving in a different direction.
That is so very well put forward by Mrs. Sudesh Raghav, that youngsters do feel these days when they do come to me as clients also. I feel that they are saying that, ma'am, you can understand maybe because you are of that same age group or something, but I do
Yeah.
believe that they have something to say, and we all need to understand that at every age
Hmm.
we can come to
Yes.
a level where we can listen to them, pay heed, and in at their level we can make them understand with certain experiences, not of our lives but of general public, so that they get a
Hmm.
point that they are not being forced upon a decision or something that can destroy their future life.
One
So my dear
thing,
viewers, uh, yeah,
one more, Gurleen. The thing is, the things go apart when the parents are not attentive to their needs, their talk at all, because of the constraint of their jobs or whatever they consider. If they don't heed to their things, their desires, they don't listen to them patiently, then the things are different. But if parents they do listen, then the things are not that different. And I am
Yes,
really a very
definitely.
patient listener in this thing.
No, that's wonderful because there is a message for the parents who would be watching this episode maybe after this live telecast, because I believe the timings are such that some people are having their dinner. I'm sure that people who miss out on their dinners, they can always carry forward their dinner while watching us go on conversations, because I have my
Yes,
whole heart for kindness with the speakers who come in at this time period, and there is a purpose why we slated it for 9 p.m. There are so many shows
yes,
on Facebook at around 6 p.m., 7 p.m. So I wanted some substantial audience to connect to me at
yes.
9 p.m. because it's all about deep talks. We are having something that's in the night, because
Hmm.
it's the thoughts that you carry to the bed, and you can analyze and journal your thoughts so that you come out with some solution centered alternatives for betterment of your own life. My dear friends, being a psychologist, if I am not doing something good for you, I am not worth it. In the end, I bring speakers who can move mountains for you. And I'm sure only if you are listening and only if you listen to it and apply it in your
Listen.
behavior can you
Definitely.
rectify your behavior. So,
Yes,
ma'am, how
yes,
can
yes.
because you have come a long way in the marital journey. So, any tips that can be avoided, like as failures in the marriage? People have some hookups in the marriage. They go through a rough phase.
Yes, yes,
Do you have any
yes.
suggestions for the relationships,
Uh,
the people who are in the relationships in marriage, like live-in or in a love marriage or
mm,
intercaste marriage? Do you feel that you,
mhm.
as a married woman, can give some valuable tips to those people?
The main thing is that ego problem should not be there. These days, when people are earning good, so they have this thing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But the thing is that the person who is there in the house, whether that person is not serving or that only serving in the home or serving outside, the same thing should be considered. The understanding part should be there, that both of them they should be taken at the same platform, not this thing that I'm coming from the office, the wife should do that, or why I'm not going to do that. The only one and the only one thing, the understanding with each other, respect for each other, and caring for
Exactly.
each other. And one more thing, that is open communication about any issue. If you have an open communication on all the issues in the family, on all the issues with the relationship with each other, then there cannot be any problem, as I think. Because if open communication would be there, then there won't be any grudges, then there won't be any allegations, then there will be a happy thing. And one more thing is, one should always be very positive with the relationship, whether it is a friendship with a friend, whether it is an acquaintance, whether it is with the family, husband, or the kids. They should consider this thing in mind, that we need each other and we should take care of each other. And when while we are taking care of each other, we are definitely getting the same attention from the others also. So it is a vice versa, and it should always be there. There should not be any ego that I'm a boy and the other one is a girl, which previously used to be somewhere in our society, which is now it is not at all. If you have respect for each other, open communication, then your married life will be perfect. Your positivity and your happiness. Because happiness is the quality which is from within. And how it can be from within? When we are positive. Positivity and
Very
happiness
right.
go hand in hand. So with all these things, I think all marital relationship can lead to a perfect smooth ride for their whole of the life.
Very rightly put forward by Mrs. Sudesh Raghav that we all have to take it as an amalgamation of many factors when you're working in a marital relation. But a very important point that I feel is really the need of the hour is never wear the crown of ego, is what I
Yeah.
understand of being in a relationship with anyone, be it a friend, be it your partner. be it anybody.
Yeah.
I believe when you also have this ego inflated in you for a certain time period, you are always living in a narcissist world where you consider yourself important, but you do not give preference to the other party. So, my dear viewers who are watching us,
Yeah.
can you please shed your ego for a while? Ego is important to an extent, but when it goes to an inflated level, there comes nothing but depression. So, as a mental health expert, I am putting this
Hmm.
point forward that if you can balance your emotions, balance your mindset with the thoughts that are progressive, you can actually make a
Hmm.
difference like we are doing, and we are making a difference. So, continuing
Yeah.
the conversations, ma'am, which area of
Hmm.
life do you think in this society needs a little more attention? Do you have anything in your mind that in this nation we need to work on some angles which yet have not been touched upon?
Actually, where as I am from the educational field, but along with education, we need to take care of environment also. We need to take care of the personal relationships also, and most important thing is that when we talk of education, we should always consider it to be a character building procedure. When the character is built properly of the generations, then there won't be any disasters in the society. And character building can there be only with the help of the educationist, with the help of the psychologist, with the help of the parents. Everyone can do it, but with the patient listening to our generations, then solving their problems patiently, then giving them quality time. These days, what we do, we give them the quantity money, not the quality time. Which the best thing is
Yes,
giving quality time to your kid, your husband, your wife, whatever it is, your friend. If you are giving quality time, then you are making a place in the person's heart. And when you are in others' heart, then you are definitely a very good person, having a very good relationship everywhere. And for this, again, one thing is there, the character building can, how it is possible with the molding of the behavior of the students. We're molding the behavior of the persons who come into our contact. We can always do that. According to me, character building is foremost important for the
very important
future
point put
generations.
forward by Mrs. Sudesh Raghav that character building is really very important, my dear friends. If you have kids at your home, you have to look into this angle. I keep showering a lot of kindness to the kids when it comes to a little more attention they demand. And if parents cannot, I suggest them to at least prioritize their tasks in hand so
Yes.
that their kids also are a priority to them. If you are getting together to plan a child, it is your responsibility to see where kids get shaped up in this world for betterment of the nation. It's your duty to make sure that your kids are not going on the wrong path. It is equally
Hmm.
responsibility of the kids to look into the parental needs as well and not shun them away when they get old as well, because I have often come across educated families where the kids have thrown their parents and they have gone into the old age homes, and I feel very sad at this plight, because being a psychologist, when I interact with the elders, I feel they need a lot of love of their own children. When they grow up and they build their own nests, they forget what parents values have taught them to be who they are today. So my dear friends, the ones who are watching, please stay grounded, please stay humble, look into your parental needs. Even if you are going shooting up in the fame and name glory field, I think it is because of their blessings that you are doing that. So always pay gratitude to them. Always remain in touch with them. Like recently, Sushant's case with the parents, where he was not, in connection with the parents. So what all has happened is a disaster, and it is a loss of human life. So we are all talking on Deep Talk some
Yes.
factors that are really important for the country, so that there are souls who would love to talk, express, and work on their own behavior and analyze. So everybody cannot pay to a counselor and reach a counselor, but this platform is one platform where I'm suggesting tips alongside the conversations, and I hope that you all stay glued to it every Monday, Thursday, and on Saturdays. So, ma'am, do you think opening up on some bold topics in the family with the children is really helpful in the modern generation?
Yes, it is definitely because if we won't open up with the children, then what they'll do? They'll they have access to the social media. They can get it from there. So it is always better to be open with the kids. Open communication should be there in the family. Otherwise, the things go into the right direction if we try to uh, hold the things and we don't allow them to do this, do that. Excess of
Very
do's
right.
and don'ts always
Very right.
lead towards wrong parenting. And
Very right.
according to
Very
me,
right.
the things are child is up to that age when the things can be discussed. So open communication, open discussion can be there, and it would always be for the betterment of the family as well as for the child also.
Wonderful, wonderful. Ma'am, you are an environmentalist apart from being an educationist. So, what kind
Yes.
of environmental protection activities do you take care when you do such kind of activities regarding the environmental protection? Can you share with our viewers how they can actually protect the environment or make it a better place to stay where on this planet because of this pandemic we know that how much disaster we ourselves are creating every single day. We need to be responsible towards the environment itself, and not only the environment, I believe the animals itself. I believe we need to be acting as a wholesome personality where we take the
Okay. Yeah.
responsibilities of where we are staying, where what we are saying, and where what we are presenting, and where what we are representing. So, ma'am, as an environmentalist, what are the views that you can give or the tips you can give to us viewers who are watching us so that they can actually in small efforts they can do something for the environment?
Actually, according to me, that from the very beginning, the children should be taught to value the environment. And how can be from the very beginning in our homes? We can get to tell them to take care of the plants, and when they'll take care of the plants, they'll definitely be in contact of the nature. And when you are in the contact of nature, you are a refined human being always. Then we can
Exactly.
we should tell our kids to conserve water, to conserve energy.
Very right.
This is what we can
Very
see. The things are that people they don't take care of these things. And according to me, the thing is that whatever we have taken from our ancestors, we should try to give something to our coming generations also.
very
And
right.
for
Very
this,
true.
conservation of energy, conservation of water, and then planting a sapling for every occasion in the family. A plant can be a sapling can be planted, and on the birthday, on the anniversary, sapling can be planted as a remembrance, and it is a very good practice. Some people in my contact, they are doing a lot of work in this direction, planting
That's
saplings on various occasions of the family. And then we can go for this solar energy. It is really very nice to conserve energy and use the solar energy. In Chandigarh, our school was the first one to have the solar energy plant.
that's
So
wonderful.
that
That's fantastic. That's
thank
wonderful.
you so much.
So Mrs.
And
Sudesh
then
Raghav has rightly pointed out many tips for our viewers to, protect the environment, conserve and protect, and also water conservation. And also, she has given us an insight as to how the environment has to be protected because that's the need of the hour, my dear viewers. And apart from that, ma'am, which episode of your life can you share with us has been able to teach you that one has to be humble in life? I mean, to be kind is a rare quality that we find in the people when we come and meet across. I think in the manipulative world, we have lost the milk of human kindness. I think you agree with it because I greeted you. We met at a platform on Teachers' Day. I believe that was the first event where we conducted an event, and I invited you myself with Gargi Hadar, and we were celebrating. Yes,
yes,
and I
yes,
totally
yes,
agree that there are some certain souls who are working on this planet to, just increase the milk of human kindness. And I'm flowing in the river, so are you. So which episode of your life actually taught you that in life we need to be humble, we need to be grounded? May I have the honor of knowing it?
Actually, I think it cannot be only one episode. In my life, it is
Wonderful.
from the very beginning, the bond in our family, which was there, and according to which the family bond, I got my education. That was the first thing, that was the first episode, that how one can be humble, how one can be very helpful to the others, helpful to our family members or others. That was there. And the same thing I got from my parental family, and the same things I got from my in-laws family, that one should be so humble, one should be so dedicated towards work, one should be helping other persons at any need. And these things are, I think, embedded in my nature from my parental side as well as from my in-laws side. So this has become a habit, and this habit is the result of the things which I faced in my family. And the things are very wonderful, that I'm coming from the village, living with my chacha ji, and all these things. This was the, I think, most important episode. And after that, also, I always had this thing in that one should always be very helping to each and every person. Helping doesn't mean only the financial part. It is helping other persons with their thought process, helping other persons with their daily day-to-day life, by helping other persons in their some troubles. And the same thing we people are still carrying. We are here doing each and everything for our society. We definitely do many things here. As for every year we have a function where we distribute saplings, we distribute the dry ration to some people who are needing. All these things have become a part of our life, which was started with as a
Very
simple episode. Now they are a part of life, and these should always be there. Because when if you are living for yourself only, then it's not a worth life. You should live for
very
others.
right.
Living for
Very right. So
others.
Mrs. Sudesh Raghav has really pointed out an important point, my dear viewers. I'm interrupting her because it's a very important point that you should be selfless, because when you have to live a quality
Yes,
lifestyle, you have to make sure that you have to help, and helping gives you that satisfaction that will not let you face depression and the episodes of depression. Amount of
yes.
satisfaction you get, it's not that charity is
Lot
for
of.
others. It begins from home. It begins from home, my dear friends. Help out your friends. And that's one thing which I have been doing by creating WhatsApp groups named Difference Makers to help business promotions, by creating hello conversations. So, vision is beyond what you can perceive at the literal level. It is something that help can actually create wonders and can create miracles. So, ma'am, there
Yes.
are women who raise slogans in feminism. What is your take on the women who are actually raising the slogans for feminism, but they're also at the same hand misusing the aspects of being a woman? What is your take on it?
Yes.
Like I personally believe that a man has to come along, he has to walk along, and we have to be together walking ahead. I mean, just raising the slogans for the women only is not at all a great thought. What is your take on it?
I also consider the same, that when we always say that we are on the same platform, then what is the need of this feminism? When if a girl cannot assert herself for her rights and duties, she should. I think if she will get by making hues and cries, I don't think the things which one want, a girl want, that is the priority of the mind of the girl, and she should be strong enough with strong willpower, that she should stand high in the society with her own efforts, not with the begged effort. These are begging for the things. Why we should beg? We should, when we are free to do anything in the society, why should we beg? And why keep on saying this? We are women, we're women. Why all this? I don't consider when we are at the same platform, we are not the weaker section. This type of
Very
thing
right.
should not be there.
Very right. Moving forward with the conversation, ma'am, there has to be many factors that keep you working for the betterment of the nation. So, what are those five factors, if I may ask you, that keeps you moving in your own life? Like there are people who get stuck on some issues and they cannot move ahead. So, what makes you go on with such kind of a spirit which is so positive? And we all would love to know about it. So, what are those factors? It could be one, it could be three factors, it could be four, it could be your family, it could be your kids. Some of the
Yeah.
factors that keep you moving on in life. Can you share with our viewers?
The first and the foremost factor regarding this thing is that one should have a positive aura, the personality with a positive aura, with a positive smile. It makes wonders when you are positive. You have a very good personality, you have a very good smile, because a smile can do anything. The things which cannot be done with a rod in the hand, that can be done with a smile. This is my first thing which I consider, that this
That's
was
wonderful.
a smile. You can use a smile as a very good weapon for getting the work done. People, I had a, when I did my job as a principal, I, from the very beginning I told them that I'm not your boss, we are a family. And I had a family of
Yes,
125 staff members, and we lived really eight and a
yes.
half years as a family. So this was the first thing.
That's
And
wonderful.
the second, thank you. Second is self realization. That is, you should know about your strengths and weaknesses, your blessings and your shortcomings. And according to that, you should work. You should, and if you're keeping the things in the mind, then you'll be going in the right direction. And if you're thinking that to be a bossy person in every sphere, not in the professional life, in family life, in friend circle, everywhere, if you consider yourself as a bossy person, I am supreme. That type of thing never goes well. The second is the self realization. Then it is the self regulation. That is to understand oneself as well as the persons you are coming in touch with, coming in contact with. When you are coming in contact
Wonderful.
with so many persons, you should always try to listen them first and then start things, your thought process. Then only you can do good. And then we can have internal motivation. A person can motivate others who is himself a motivated person. If you yourself is not motivated, then what help you can give to others for being motivated? You cannot. And motivation is the quality which leads a person to do wonders in life, to the rise to the skies. For if a person is motivated in the real sense, sky is the limit for that person. Only sky is the limit. He'll do
That
so
is
many wonders. And then
that
one
is
more
so
thing,
wonderfully put up.
and one more thing is that is taking care of your relationships. That your relationships definitely be in such a matter that you should be proud of the things, proud of the relations which you are having. And how you can achieve that? Only the trust and cooperation with each other, then having faith in each other, having understanding, then you can helping caring nature for each other. When you value relations, you definitely you are also valued.
So, ma'am, apart from what all you shared, that is a terrific viewpoint that is coming across as many factors that can actually enlighten the lives of those souls who are watching us and those who would be watching us after this live episode. A major compliment in your life that touched your mind and heart, ma'am, I would love to know, and our viewers would love to know. I mean, that you still remember till date and you hold it close to your heart and mind.
The major compliment was that every I used to listen from everyone that she is a person with a soft heart, very sweet, very reserved, and sincere. And then the thing which my
That is
teachers which always used to tell me that your smile makes us very 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 happy, and sometimes we come to the office only to see your smiling face. All these things were really a great food for my thoughts, great food for my head, from my heart. I really used to feel so blessed, so happy that I am surrounded with so many good souls. You are also one of them.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. It's my honor because I truly feel that the sparks of the positive energy has to be there. That's only how wonders can happen. So, ma'am, apart from your smiling face, which I also got captivated by because I was so honored to see my own photograph on your Facebook profile because that gives me an immense pleasure to be motivated enough to do good work, and it inspires me to a level that we all are there connected, united. Apart from whatever difference of opinions one can have, one can still hold together and take guidance from people like you. I'm always looking forward to, take guidance from you as I did in the afternoon. So, ma'am, apart from that, which one practice for the youngsters you would love to curb in this modern society? Like one factor which you think needs a lot of attention and that should be stopped. I mean, apart from what I feel is substance abuse, people falling on drugs and Chandigarh being rated high on it. As I keep conversing with the cab drivers, I come to know that there are people falling in this bracket, and the majority of them are the young girls and the boys who are actually hitting the clubbing life and everything, and they think it's a cool thing, but somewhere they're landing deep in the dark shadows of destroying not only their lives but their family lives as well and people around them. So, which one practice would you love, given a chance, you would love to talk about and curb it for the youngsters?
Actually, the thing is, as we were talking about this earlier also, that parents should give prioritize their time. They should give their time, and the younger generation they should also keep this thing in mind that in the rat race of materialism, they should not leave behind their roots, and they should not consider this thing as I was saying generation gap. They should always confide in their parents. Parents are the best listeners. Parents are the best supporters. Parents are the best teachers. If they could do this, then the things would be better. The things are getting a different shape only because of these things, that they are led into a materialistic world because of the various reasons, which can be their peer group pressures, and the society or the social network also, that is also playing a great role in this thing. But
Yes.
they should be in line with everything. Along with that, they should always be thinking about their family, thinking about their roots, that what we were. They should be rooted to the reality, not they should move that something, after getting something they start moving towards this thing that we are the Lord, we are the Supreme. That thing should not be there. They should be rooted to the reality, what reality is. If they'll be facing the reality, they'll be understanding the reality, then there won't be any difficult moment for the younger generation. They would definitely be having a good time. It depends, it will be
Very
depending
right,
on them.
ma'am.
to do, and depending on their parents, how they can handle them, how can they give them time, how can they cherish their life, how can they see them growing up in a better environment.
So that's wonderful conversing with you, ma'am. Before we end up the conversation, one last question which I would love to ask you is: do you think mental health experts are doing their job pretty well? Because I see many of them taking and minting money and just keeping the clients in the projection of sessions per sessions, and sometimes the real picture is not even given to them. Do you feel that there is a need of counselors? I'm not harming the counselors by stating or pinpointing any counselor in specific. But what I feel is that psychologists and psychiatrists go hand in hand. Before even entering into a chemist shop or taking the drugs prescribed by a psychiatrist, I believe an analysis of behavior over a period of time
Yes,
can actually throw in wonders and miracles, because I think sometimes the problems are deep rooted psychologically and they need more of expressions, more of conversations, more of evoking the real self analysis. So, do you agree with me on this take? And what is your message to the counselors who are working for the betterment of the nation and humanity at large, ma'am?
actually, mental health workers or the psychologists or the counselors, they are doing something, but not in the real direction. Most of the times, they have so many big hoardings that so and so is there, this will do, that will be done, and they don't go into the deeper roots. They'll call you for one session and two sessions. After that, they'll start calling, that they are actually not doing the real thing. But counselors, as such as in schools also we used to have, they are doing their little bit. But the independent counselors, they are not much in the society, I think, as I consider. And there is the dire need of the good counselors, because counselors can definitely do lend a great help to the younger generation, or not in the younger generation, the elders also. But along with that, if the elderly person, some of them are there, they are always ready to help, but they don't have this tag of the counselors. So people don't consider, they don't take the things seriously as you are a good counselor, I understand, because after talking to each other for such a time, and I think after getting talking to a person with the half an hour, you can judge that what the person is. So I can see that you are doing good job. But there is the dire need of the counselors, because if counselors go in the right direction for their work, then it would be better. In the present times, it is not doing that much good. Do you agree with me or
That's
not?
very yeah, that's very important, my dear viewers.
Yes,
Gurdev Singh has said, "Great session, good
the
session.
things which
Thanks
are
for
going,
sharing
do
your
you
views,
agree with
ma'am."
me or not?
I completely agree with you,
Hello?
ma'am. And Gurdev Singh has happened to join our session, and he's saying a great session, good session. Thanks for sharing your views, ma'am. It's an honor to see the viewers who always come in and make a point to strike, complimenting us, and I love the love they are sharing on us every time. So, my dear viewers, this was Mrs. Sudesh Raghav with me on this virtual platform of Deep Talks. But before we end this conversation, because there is a technical glitch somewhere in the end, it doesn't stop us from saying that when wonders across the world happen, sparks fly. So I have few lines dedicated to Mrs. Sudesh Raghav, which I've written with my mindset, and for the viewers who always come across as the ones who are always loving me and always sharing their blessings so that I keep moving ahead, I keep marching ahead, and in short, I keep walking with a thought that you all will stay tuned for further conversations with the lovable speakers who will be on my love seat. So the few lines are: जिंदगी की हसीन उड़ान भरना हमें आ गया, जिंदगी की हसीन उड़ान भरना हमें आ गया, आपसे रूबरू होना हमारे दिल और दिमाग को भा गया, छोटी सी आशा के साथ याद आज हमें आपका वो आशीर्वाद आ गया। अभी तो हमारा नाम रंग ला रहा है। हमें आज ना जाने आप पर क्यों बेहिसाब प्यार आ गया। Thanks a lot, ma'am, for joining me because your coming in has proved that there are educationists who can talk on bold topics on love, relations, and much more. How can I just be more thankful to you by saying that this world needs more educationists like you? And I hope that I stood up to your expectations by
Thank,
hosting you
thank you.
because it is belittling for me because I might have erred in my questions put forward to you. So please forgive me if I did because I honor all the educationists of this country working hard, and you have retired, but I have taken the seat of being a principal for Windsor School, and I hope that I carry forward the flame of learning from you and you be my guide forever in life, ma'am. Thanks a lot for joining. All the viewers who have come across as my confidence and the ones who always make me feel very happy. I dress up for you all. I come across as a very strong woman who will be marking a niche of her own across the globe.
I am also.
Yeah, thanks a lot, ma'am. It's a pleasure. May everybody have a great night and a peaceful sleep. And if you have any queries, please fall back to Gurleen
I am also
Khokhar. My number
retired,
is
but not tired.
yes, ma'am, that's the spirit. Three cheers to this is Sudesh Raghav. She is a brilliant soul, and I am sure that with this amount of positive energy, we are going to come back with the next episode of Hello Conversations. And I am ending up. And my number, my dear viewers, if you need to know my number on this episode, I'm sharing my number. I hope it goes viral for those people who are finding great counselors and they need help. It is 9646797080. Please kindly, I'm flashing it on the screen for those people who think that we are actually not in here for something that's only for selfish interest. We are selfless. Thank you so much, ma'am. God bless. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you.